Welcome to Speaking of the Voice podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Dell'Aria, voice actor, DJ, and hypnotherapist. I'm fascinated with the voice, where it comes from, how we heal it, and how we can use it to better express and connect with ourselves and others. This podcast is a collection of conversations exploring the voice, different tools to heal it, what happens when we connect to our most authentic voice, and how we can courageously create profound impact individually and collectively by speaking up from a heart-centered place. Thanks for joining me here. I hope it helps you heal and empowers you to use your voice in a more authentic way. Why did I become a hypnotherapist? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let's get into it. Of all of the paths and potions and people and plants that I have explored for inner healing, hypnotherapy was by far the strongest, most powerful, most direct way to heal myself. I felt such a profound shift after my first hypnotherapy session where I was the client. That was 3 years ago. A friend of mine told me about her recent success with hypnotherapy and how cool she thought it was. And I was really curious. So I scheduled a session on money blocks. At the time, I wasn't booking so much in voiceover, and I went to this hypnotherapist, Dr. Marcelo, shout out, to do some hypnotherapy around money blocks. And he said, well, maybe money blocks isn't the issue. Maybe you have blocks in your voice since that's your career. It's not your inability to make money. It's your lack of confidence in your voice or something going on there. So we themed the session on blocks in my voice. And I was blown away by how easy I was hypnotized, what it felt like to be hypnotized, what happened inside of this session, and then how I felt after. I felt so light and free and energized. It was immediate. I felt my voice stronger and more expansive and was just like, I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that. It fascinated me too, like what came up in that session. So first of all, hypnosis is not, you are getting very sleepy. That is called stage hypnosis. That's not real. Hypnosis works because it's a deep relaxation of your nervous system or a trance-like state. And it's actually something that you probably enter in on a daily basis. It's that state where you're driving and you hit autopilot, like you put the keys in the ignition, pull out of the driveway, and the next thing you know, you've arrived. It's when you're brushing your teeth and 2 minutes has passed and you forgot you were even brushing your teeth because your mind has wandered. When you're watching TV and you lose time. So these are trance-like states that we enter in often. And basically what that is just a hyper focus. It is such a deep relaxation of the body that the thinking mind turns off and the body takes over. Hypnosis really works because of two mechanisms. Well, actually, I argue three. It is a deep relaxation of your nervous system. It is your ability to take suggestions. And the third, which is trusting your hypnotherapist, the person guiding you, and then also trusting the process. So checked off all those things. I was very deep in hypnosis. And then what surprised me is how the scenes came through and the memories that I had completely forgotten about. But in those moments when they were called forward, I remembered details. Like the first scene that I entered on blocks around my voice, I was in my high school hallway and I could see flyers on the hallway and I could hear the people in the front office and I could see another student in the hall and I recognized the student. I knew his name. And then there was an interaction that happened there with the student. He said I was annoying. I had just finished giving the morning announcements and I'm quite bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning for the most part. So but way before my voiceover career started, I was doing the morning announcements at a public high school in upstate New York, and annoying every single student that was not yet awake in the halls, in the homerooms. And this particular student on this particular day said to me, "Aldel, you're so annoying. Everyone just wishes you would shut up. Like, just shut the fuck up." And I really took that to heart that day. And I believed that everyone wanted me to shut up. Everyone thought I was annoying. And in the hypnotherapy memory, all of a sudden I was very attuned to all of these whispers happening in all of the classrooms across the school. And I felt like everyone was saying and thinking, "You're so annoying, shut up." And how that translated 13 years later as a 30-something-year-old is that whenever I would book a commercial and it would play, especially national commercials and broadcast on televisions across America, that everyone in their living room on their couch was thinking, "Oh my God, she's so annoying. I wish she would shut up." How fascinating that that false belief from a moment in high school, from maybe that guy was having a bad day, maybe I was a little annoying and just needed to tone down the energy a little bit. Whatever it was, my body was remembering it and replaying it and sabotaging success because I believed that now, not just in my high school, now everyone in the entire country. So that's another thing about stuck energy or unprocessed trauma, is that it grows, it festers, and it doesn't just stay there and stay that little pebble in the shoe. That little pebble grows. And then it's not just 100 high school students, it's millions and millions of people across an entire continent. So good thing we released that. But this is the power of hypnotherapy, because it identified that very specific moment. And then in the wisdom and of the adult, oh, I'm not annoying. And my voice has the power to be really healing and helpful. And I have much more control over my energy. And maybe that student was having a bad day. There's a way to rationalize it so that it's not preying on you. It's not making you a victim of your own power in your own life. This is one example I've experienced as now the hypnotherapist. I've had clients. My first client, oh my goodness, my first client came to me always feeling like she was second, like always feeling like everyone needed to get the thing before her. I forget exactly what the presenting problem was, but in her hypnotherapy session, something that came up so often was her relationship with her twin sister, and how there was constantly this back and forth of who would go first. And can you believe it? She actually went, one of her memories, one of her scenes was to her birth, when she was still in the womb, and having a conversation with her sister in the womb of who's going to go first. The only reason I feel okay sharing that with you is because this client and I did record an episode, which I will share after this one in the coming weeks, of her experience in hypnotherapy with me, and her experience of going to the womb and what that was like for her. And then also the impact that hypnotherapy has had on her life, and the changes that she's experienced since that session. As an example, I mean, can you remember when you were in the womb? Maybe not, but your body does. Your body remembers. So what would happen if we put you into such a deeply relaxed state that you could remember, and it maybe reveals something that is holding you back from living your life even more fully? That's really my goal with this work, is to just help people connect deeper with themselves, to free themselves, to feel more peace. You know, I never really understood why people are like, "Oh, are you happy?" I'm like, happy is such a high. I'd rather be peaceful, unbothered, neutral, calm, you know, and then when moments of delight and happiness comes in, amazing. And then returning back to that neutral place. How can I help you speak up more, be more confident? How can I make you feel safer in your body, and depending on what you come to me as a presenting problem. And oh my goodness, there's so many things we could work on: self-sabotage, confidence, weight loss, chronic pain, nail biting, hair pulling, anxiety, performance anxiety, public speaking. If it has to do with the voice, I mean, please, I'm all about it. I have yet to work with someone with a speech impediment, but I would love to. But there's so many presenting problems that we could work on. I have a extensive list on my website, so go check that out. I'll put my link in the show notes. While I'm here, there are some people that I do not work with, and for a couple of reasons. One, just safeguarding. It might not be safe for you to explore a hypnotherapy session, or I am just not certified in the severity of your issue. So that would include anyone that's struggling or has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, dissociative identity disorder, really extreme bipolarism, or in the severe cases of severe anxiety, like having chronic panic attacks or severe eating disorder. With that being said, don't worry about, oh, is that me or is that not me? If you're curious about this and you want to explore hypnotherapy, book a discovery call with me and trust that I can help you determine if this is right for you right now. And if it's not, then one of two things will happen. I'll either refer you out, I'll send you something that will at least give you a step forward and helping you with the momentum of you showing up in advocacy for yourself and your healing, or I will create a plan for you that will help you to arrive to being ready to receive a hypnotherapy session. So I really try not to say no and find a way to say yes and. That was a really cheesy acting joke. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's like one of the rules of improv. We don't say no to anything. We say yes and. Anyway, I digress. So I became a hypnotherapist because I really believe in it. It allows me to use my voice, the medicine of my voice, to help people heal. And I mean, holy moly, to witness somebody really shift and transform in front of my eyes is, whew, I don't even know how to put words to that, what that does. But it really fills my cup and it excites me, it inspires me. It makes me want to show up even more and learn how I can really help people free themselves from lies that they believe from deep inside of them. So what are those lies? Like, what is that? Let me explain it like this. So pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. The inevitability of pain, especially when we're younger and we don't know better, or we can't defend ourselves, whether that's physically or mentally, or we lack the ability to nourish ourselves. What happens is a part of us comes in to either protect, prioritize, or punish. What does this mean, a part? So let's say it's Friday night and you want to go out dancing with your friends, but you also want to stay home and stay on the couch. Well, both parts are you, but because they want to do different things that conflict with each other. So very similarly, when you're a child, and sometimes not a child, like for the most part, I would say like the root starts in the childhood, but there are things that can happen to us later on in life where we create a false belief around something and it stays stuck and stagnant in the body. But for the most part, it happens in childhood. But the point is whenever you experience pain, a part of you comes in forming a belief so that, again, you're either protected, prioritized, or punished in a way that you're like, oh, if I don't do this again and I do it like this, then I can still receive love. Really, it all boils down to worthiness, safety, belonging on a foundational level. The truth is that we come into this world perfect in our wholeness. And it's these things that happen to us that we start editing our perfection to fit in, to get what we need. And I believe that part of our responsibility as an adult is to learn how to reparent ourselves, learn how to give ourselves the things that we didn't get in childhood. And this isn't a dig at parents, by the way, because it's not always parents. It could be in a school hallway with another student that is just having a bad day and doesn't know how to eloquently say, hey, do you think you could tone it down in the mornings? So it's not always our caretakers are to blame. Like life happens. But as the adult, it is our responsibility to take control of ourselves and to take care of ourselves. And one great way of doing that is hypnotherapy. Self-care can also look like, what do I need right now? That's a really powerful question. And especially if you deal with self-abandonment issues, or abandonment issues that have translated into self-abandonment. This could be people pleasing. Those are definitely people that self-abandon or have a self-abandonment wound. Is what do I need right now? What do I need right now? And sometimes that does mean I do need to stay home and not go out. And sometimes that means I do need to go out and shake my tail feather a little bit and not be home and isolated on the couch. So when we can identify the part that came in to protect, prioritize, or punish, then we can say, thanks so much. You've been doing a really great job of keeping me anxious, which is like a signal to my body that, oh, well, this could be painful, or to procrastinate, which is a signal of, well, let me put my needs back here so that I could do this first and then I'll receive love. So there's the role that this part has been doing has been so helpful up until this point when you come to me and you say, I'm so tired of working against myself. And can we identify what's causing this friction within so that I can be free to get my work done, handle my due dates. I can go out in social situations and not be anxious. So I can speak in front of a crowd, for example. So then we go in, we befriend the part, we release it for good. And then my favorite part, the yummiest part, is the suggestion therapy, where you just lay and relax and you listen. And with all the new space that we've created after releasing this blockage, I come in with really yummy affirmations and also a script that we have crafted together, all pretty much word for word, something that you have told me of you, what your life looks like without the problem. So your deepest desires, I write down. And then in this part of the session is when I offer that to your subconscious mind as a new framework, rewiring. So think of working with a subconscious mind like a computer. And it's important that you go into the software and you remove the bugs and you update it so that your computer can be working at top-notch speeds and power. It's the same with you. And that's ultimately what the subconscious is. Dis-ease in the body or these energetic blockages or stored trauma has the potential to become disease in the body. So it's really important to take control of your emotional well-being as much as your physical. I'm so curious what you would come to me as a presenting problem. Maybe leave it in the comments of the show. And it would maybe surprise you, like some of the stuff that we could work on. And again, if not in hypnotherapy, then I'm sure there are some other practices that I could offer you to help you to free yourself, feel more grounded, clear, just more spacious, lighter. It's amazing to me. All of my clients, when we finish, every single client, they look 10 pounds lighter. And they even say to me, I feel so much lighter. I feel clearer. I feel like I'm levitating or floating. Which is sometimes the hypnosis can feel like that, kind of like a levitating feeling. And I really feel like it's time traveling. You feel like you're 5 years old again. For those few minutes that we explore that scene, you really feel like you're 15 again for the moments that we explore that scene. And that sort of floating and levitating is, your soul taking a little trip without psychedelics, just working with the breath, relaxing the body, and hyper-focusing. I mean, I've said it a few times already in this episode, but it just blows my mind a little bit that it really is that simple. One thing I will say is that, no one's coming to save you. You're your own savior. And this is no commentary on religion or higher power. This is you taking control of your own healing, responsibility for your own mental, emotional, physical well-being. I just read this quote today by Joe Dispenza. He says, the transformation isn't coming. The transformation is you. So, I can't wait to witness you. I can't wait to help you relax and to tell you all these yummy little feel goods so that you just feel better in your life. You just start showing up different, not next year, but immediately, right away. And then what I do is after your session, I create a personalized guided hypnosis audio for you to listen to every day for 21 days after your session. And ultimately what this does is it helps you to integrate the work that we did in the session. Think of it like a surgery, like the session is like a surgery. Sometimes you need more than one session, just like sometimes you need more than one surgery. But after the surgery, you can't just go run a marathon. You need a few days to come back into it. Even your diet needs to shift, and, getting up and slow movement, and you're not just going to go pick up 40 pounds right away. So you have to take your time kind of with new legs, anew. And it's similar in hypnotherapy. You need to give yourself time to fully integrate into this new version of yourself. Almost like if you plant a little sprout too soon, it might not take root. So really giving it time to get its strength about it before you put it into the soil so it can really become its full potential. Yeah. So the audio is what helps you to really integrate this new narrative that you will just automatically run on. You know how when you listen to a song and after you hear it so many times, you just know the words, even if you don't like it, but you don't have to study the lyrics. You just know the words. This is your subconscious mind. So similarly, that's what this personalized audio does for you, is that it's helping to give your default mode a new script to run off of. How freaking cool is that? Don't you want to try it? I hope so. I'll leave all my info down in the show notes. So if you want to book a discovery call, you can, or reach out to me by email, you absolutely can, or even just follow me on social medias to learn more about this. Or even if you're just interested in more conversations like this, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. I have a few episodes coming out soon. 3 of them with hypnotherapy clients that I have worked with. And I recorded the conversation like 3 months after each of them had their session. So you can really hear the shifts that have happened in their life and all of the magical things that have happened since working together. It is just, I'll probably start crying. It's very cool. It's very cool. And I don't know what else to say about it. So I won't say anything more. Until next time, thanks for listening.